What's going on, everyone? It's Gendo here, and welcome to the FM Scout YouTube channel, where today we got a little manager experiment for you. We're going to see how Roberto Mancini gets on as West Ham manager. Now, it's no surprise that West Ham have been faring very poorly, underachieving in the Premier League, sitting in 15th place right now, crashing out of the Europa League a lot earlier than expected, and losing one of their best players in Dimitri Payet. A lot of that pressure has been weighing heavily on Slaven Bilic's head, and the management have come out and made it known that they are not going to be offering him a new contract, which really means that he's probably going to get the sack at the end of the season. Now, one of the speculative names out there is Roberto Mancini, as he is the best available free agent manager. Plus, he has also had some management experience within England already. Let's take a look and see if he can bring that style to West Ham United. And before we get started with the simulation, I'd like to direct you over to my channel, Gendo FM, where I'm currently running an Athletic Bilbao save. I'm trying to take this team of Basque nationality-only players and lead them to domestic and European glory. Please go check it out once the video is over. So we turn the calendar over to the start of the 2017-18 season, and Roberto Mancini has been made West Ham manager. And at first blush, looking at the stats, he is far and away better than Slaven Bilic is, especially on the mental side. 17 determination, 20 discipline, 17 tactical knowledge. He is also very attacking minded, not just in his 17 in coaching ability, but also playing mentality as well, which is a little weird, seeing that his preferred formation is a 4-1-4-1, but it has worked for him in the past, namely at Inter, as well as winning a title at Manchester City. So without further ado, let's move forward one year and see how Mancini gets on in his first year as West Ham manager. Alright, so we zoom ahead 1 year and let's take a look and see how Mancini has gotten on in his first year as West Ham manager. And he does still say that he is West Ham manager, so he must have done something right. And let's take a look and see where West Ham in fact finished in the Premier League, and it looks like they finished in 14th place. That is not good. That is currently Slaven Bilic type of performance. How did Mancini stay on as West Ham manager after a year like this? Well, 45 points through 38 matches. There's been a logjam in the middle of this table, so that could have been a problem. That could have been a factor of him staying as well. He was only 7 points off of 7th place and assuring himself European football. So maybe that had something to do with it. But first, let's take a look and see what kind of players were brought in and sold out in Mancini's first year as manager. Taking a look at the outs first. A lot of loans, a lot of free transfers that I assume were a lot of the youth players. Looking further and further down, James Collins sold to Wigan for £81,000. Andy Carroll sold out to Watford for $4.2 million. And that was in the summer window. Looking at the winter window, Diafra Sakho and Robert Snodgrass both sold to West Brom for a fee of $6.2 million. So right there and then, he's getting rid of a lot of the current attacking setup here at West Ham, and I don't know what he did to replace that, but let's just take a look and see exactly what he did. First and foremost, Neil Innes coming in from Wolves. Actually, that was a Slaven Bilic transfer, 616. But Oguzhan Ozakup, I have no idea, I probably butchered that name, coming in from Besiktas for £6.75 million, and he is a center attacking mid. I don't know if that was exactly the type of formation he was going for, but he looks fairly solid. Lorenzo Tonelli coming in from Napoli. Andre Wisdom being loaned in from Liverpool. Oh, Yoshinori Muto. I have heard of this name before. £12 million coming in from Mainz. And he is the striker. I guess he was the striker that replaced Andy Carroll. 12 goals in 26, though. You need a little better output from your guy up front. Outside of that, Pedro Ferreira being loaned in from Sporting, a prime center mid, defensive mid. Edward Miller coming in from Blackburn, $2.6 million. What exactly is he? Oh, he's a regen. 17 years old, center back regen. Might as well pan out, I guess. Danny Backer coming in from Den Haag for $7.25. Gotoku Sakai from Hamburg. He is a right back coming in for £4.7 million. And then Gabbiadini, but this is at the very end of the season, 6/16/2018. Gabbiadini coming in from Southampton for a fee of just under £16 million. Could eventually rise to 28.5. I guess this is the type of style that he wants to use going forward. Maybe he's changing it up to using more attacking wingers instead of flat mids. But yeah, if it got him only 14th place, he has to start changing up his formation. Let's take a look at how West Ham got on in the schedule, and already it looks like a really bad start to this season. Now, let's see a lot of red. They got knocked out in the EFL Cup third round versus Chelsea, so no League Cup title there. Let's take a look and see how they did in the FA Cup. and it looks like they got knocked out in the 5th round to Walsall. Now that is embarrassing. I believe Walsall at this point are a League One side. Yes, they are a League One side, and they got knocked out in the 5th round to them. So that is not a good look for Roberto Mancini. A lot of patches of red within the Premier League. So I guess he can count himself lucky that he didn't get himself relegated in his first season here as West Ham manager. Especially when you only win 1 out of your last 10. That's very, very poor. So with that in mind, let's go forward 1 more year to see if Mancini keeps his job after the 2nd season. So we turn the page on another season. It is now the 22nd of June, 2019. Did Mancini stay throughout the entirety of his 2nd year? He does. He is still contracted with West Ham. Let's take a look and see where he finished this year. And it looks like he finished in 9th place. So improvements, a little better. Let's take a look and see where he actually finished up. 53 points through 38 matches, a long ways off between him and 7th place. That is a 16-point gap. And yeah, there was just no way he was going to get himself European football this year. But hey, 9th place is a big step up from where he was before. Let's take a look and see how he did in the transfer market to see who he brought in to help strengthen his squad. We all know about Gabbiadini coming in as his new striker. But first, let's take a look at the outs. Giovanni Dos Santos has been sold out for $4.9 million. You could have fooled me because I didn't think they had him in. Arthur Masuaku has been sold out to Stoke. Enner Valencia has been sold to Everton on a full-time contract, $3.5 million going there. Ashley Fletcher being sold out to Walsall, and then Darren Randolph, goalkeeper, going out to Colorado Rapids in the MLS. Now take a look at some of the ins. Well, like I said, we all know about Gabbiadini. Mikita Berta, he is coming in from Dynamo Kiev. I've never heard of this guy, so don't fault me if I don't know his name. Center back. Coming in from Dynamo Kiev, 17 million pounds. Oh, he should have done very well for that kind of cost, and he didn't. He really didn't. 6.63 in 15 appearances. So, yeah, that may have been a really bad cost for him. Jonah Hodgkinson coming in from Fulham for 1.8. Rigiano Haps, I definitely butchered that one. Rigiano Haps. He is Dutch, 26, coming in from Watford. And I guess he did fairly well. Wilfred Zaha coming in from Palace, £6.75 million, and Connor Ripley from Middlesbrough. I've never heard of you. I'm sorry. A goalkeeper, I guess, to replace Darren Randolph as the backup to Adrian. So not so many ins coming in that actually helped out in the long run. But let's take a look at the schedule and see exactly what they did wrong or right. So taking a look firstly at the League Cup, and it looks like they made it all the way to the quarterfinals this time, where they were downed by Manchester United by the score of 2-0. Very unfortunate there. And then in the FA Cup, they didn't even make it out of the 3rd round. They took on Reading, and they lost in a replay. 3-2 in extra time. Oh man, Mancini is just not having any sort of luck in any cup competitions. And like we said, he's doing fairly average within the Premier League right now. Let's take a look at some of the results within there. It looks like halfway through the season he did have a bit of a rough patch, but some fine form around that. 7-match unbeaten run right here. But yeah, bookended by some pretty poor results. 4 right there, 4 right there, 4 at the end. Yeah, it's just all going very sideways right now for Roberto Mancini at the club, but he is holding them level. He is keeping them up within the Premier League, so I guess that is something to build upon. Let's go ahead 1 more season and see if he did not better the club and see if they got themselves into European competition. Turning the page 1 more time, it's now the 22nd of June, 2020. Did Mancini see himself through a 3rd full season of West Ham? And he has. He did, in fact, make himself go all 3 seasons at West Ham. Still no contract extension, though. Where did West Ham finish this year? They finished in 10th place. He went down 1. Oh, man, West Ham. West Ham this time only 2 points off of an automatic European qualifying spot, so I'm pretty sure Mancini is going to kick himself for not getting into the Europa League this year. 52 points through 38 matches. Let's actually take a look and see how they did scheduling-wise before we go into some of the transfers. They got off to a bad start in the Premier League, losing 4 out of their first 5. So when you stumble out of the gate, you're not going to expect to get yourselves into a prime position towards the end of the season. But let's take a look at some of the cup runs. Leicester, they got knocked out by Leicester in the League Cup in the 4th round, 3-1 there. Didn't help that Reece Oxford got sent off. Let's now take a look at the FA Cup going further and further down. They did make a deep run in the FA Cup this time around, all the way into the 6th round, losing 1-0 to Liverpool. But once again, the tale of the tape is bad runs of form at inopportune times within the Premier League. Like I said, the very start of the season, and then you see 3, even 4-match unwinnable runs within the season right there. That's actually 5, 6 if you count the cup runs as well. So yeah, once again, Mancini plagued by poor form to not get his team into any sort of European competitions. That really is going to be his downfall if he does come into the club in real life. So let's take a look at some of the players that tried to help keep this West Ham team afloat this third season, but ultimately settled for mid-table. And the first one that jumps out is Wilfried Bony. Coming in on a free transfer, it looks like Manchester City just got rid of him completely, so I think that is a decent pickup for him. Cedric right below that, £9 million from Norwich, and then a pair of Manchester United players, Adnan Januzaj and Phil Jones, coming in for, it looks like, a combined fee of £15 million. Not bad pickups. Jack Butland, which presumes to be their new #1 goalkeeper, for 10.25 from Stoke. Sam Stevens from Burnley, as well as Jack Wilshere. Arsenal actually letting Jack Wilshere go for £13.5 million. Amazing that they were able to let him go. I'm surprised that he was available. I guess Arsenal he didn't factor into any of the Arsenal plans. Take a look at how he fared this season. Only played in 13 matches, 6.87, and you know what I gotta do. I need to see how injured he was. He picked up a lot of niggling injuries over these last 3 seasons, so maybe that's the reason why Arsenal let him go. And then going back in, we'll finally take a look at the outs for this third season, and a lot of free transfers for, I assume, a lot of the youngsters going out there. Reece Burke being loaned out, Sam Byram out to Swansea, Luis Felipe to Valencia, Manuel Lanzini going out to Stoke. Thought he would have factored more into their plans. Same with Mikel Antonio, but instead he goes out to Bournemouth. Wilfried Zaha, he only lasted 1 year at the club before being sold out to Hertha Berlin for 9.25. We got, what else we got down here? Danny Backer, he is being loaned out, but it doesn't look like he's factoring into their plans, which is unfortunate for him, seeing as he is a decent player in real life. So yeah, that is what Football Manager thinks that Roberto Mancini is going to do and how he's going to fare in his time at the London Stadium. Hammers fans, please let me know in the comment box below, do you want Roberto Mancini as your new manager? Do you think it's going to be somebody else entirely? Or do you back Slaven Bilic to get you out of this mess? And for everyone else, please leave your suggestions in the comment box below on what other experiments you would like to see on the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the FM Scout YouTube page, as well as go check out fmscout.com. It has a bevy of Football Manager content that I'm sure you guys will absolutely enjoy going forward, from tactics briefings to individual player profiles to add-ons such as kits, skins, face packs, and logo packs. Those last two I definitely use within my Football Manager game. But anyway, guys, this is Gendo, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace out.